Welcome everybody to another episode of the Snap Count podcast. Today, stop dancing. Today I am joined. I'm Bob Smith. I am joined by three of the team. Hello, Matthew. Oh, there you go, Matthew Field to my left. How are you?
I'm pleasant.
Good day at work.
Fantastic day at work. Yeah.
Nice dinner. What'd you have for dinner?
What did I have for dinner today? I had scampi.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There's a fish thing.
Yeah,
which
fishy
we'll get
thing.
onto.
Yeah.
We'll get onto.
Why are we getting onto it?
I don't know. Just a bit of general interest.
Save it for the evening meal podcast.
The evening meal edition, where we all sit down. We could all sit down and have a meal together and record.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
We are recording.
Yeah, I know we are. Next up is Danny Jerem, who has returned,
back.
I should say, back from Germany. How's the trip?
Sehr gut, as the Germans would say.
Is that it? Is that all you know?
That's all the Germany knows. Yeah, my German is very...
I thought you had to do the whole show in German.
That was part of the rules.
I'd probably be able to say about 3 sentences. So.
Oh, good.
I'd like to hear those 3.
My favourite German phrase is lecker schmecker, which basically means that something's yummy.
Okay, maybe there'll be some yummy pigs.
I hope your scampi was lecker schmecker.
That was a little anticlimactic. I thought it was going to be a rude word. And Gary, how are you?
I'm very good.
Who's also had fish?
I have had fish.
Fish tonight. Cod,
I'm hosting the podcast recording. He's the host.
Yeah,
as in my house.
It's in his venue.
And I've had to apologise for the fish smell. But there we go.
Smell. From, by the way, a fishmonger who just turned up at his door. And
I
do
have a fishmonger that delivers.
As you do.
I don't know his name. Otherwise, I'd give him some advertisement, but I don't actually know what they're called.
Yeah, for those that know, Biggleswade is not really near any sea.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. So today we are going to start with news like we normally do, but we did at the weekend. We thought it would be fun for us all to get together and do a mock draft for this year's upcoming draft. So all of the rookies, we took it in turns to do picks, so we will be running through that pretty much all of today's show and possibly spilling over into the next show as well, depending on how long it takes. We'll take our time with it because news is starting to die down a little bit just before the
we've
draft.
Got nothing else
to talk about.
Good old off-season.
Yeah, the good old off-season. So, we'll start with news. Lots of bitty bits of news at the minute. The first one is quite a sad story, really. There has been another death, unfortunately, a chap called Will Smith. He's a former Saints defensive end. He was shot, apparently following an alleged hit and run. Now, the story is, or it's kind of been alleged today, that he rear-ended a guy, then attempted to drive off. The guy followed him. They got into a bit of a heated argument, and then the guy shot him. Now, obviously, this is just...
And his wife.
And his wife as well.
Yeah, in the leg.
I don't think she's died.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so she's quite severely injured. So,
excuse me.
I mean, that's kind of all. I think all we'll say on it. Obviously, we only know what's
Should we
been
hold
released.
a moment silence?
No, it's a podcast.
That wouldn't work on. But we, as per all, always our thoughts are with his family and particularly his wife at this time as she recovers. And it's it's an awful thing to have happened. There's been lots of protesting and people calling for gun laws to be changed and things, but. Well, that's a weekly thing, but that's politics.
Change your gun laws.
Change your gun laws, America. Then people won't get shot. It's kind of simple.
Fetus has spoken.
But there we go. Yeah,
it is decided.
So moving on to stupid Josh Gordon.
He grinds my gears.
He grinds Gary's gears.
Is anyone surprised? Really?
Not much of a surprise there. He's once again he has been tested positive for a drugs test. This time, I believe they diluted the sample, or they did something fancy scientific to the sample, which still read positive. So basically, what it means is, yes, Josh, you are still on drugs, and what the NFL have said is that they are not even going to consider reinstatement until they've had 60 to 90 days, so 2 to 3 months of no red flags, as they put it, which basically means no more drugs, Josh. Which you got to think. I mean, you say this grind your gears. It's not going to happen, really, is it?
Well, no. He's done it. This is the third time, isn't it?
Yeah, third time.
So,
third time. Could be 4. It could be 4.
The rumor I heard was that his recovery was actually going really well, and then
brilliant.
And then he looked at the Cleveland Browns roster and remembered what team he was on. And I just thought, bloody hell.
Or is it?
Or is it because of the other news? I feel like I'm about to steal that from Matthew.
No, go.
Is
it because
Johnny Manziel has moved in with him.
That was my next bullet point on the news
I said
story.
it last time I
Because
was on
that
the
has
podcast.
got to
I'm
be
so
the
done
most
with Manziel.
horrendous household. I mean, imagine just living next door to that.
It's a sitcom in the making.
It's going to be
You'd
awful.
move.
Yeah.
You'd move out. The whole street would have
Well,
to.
it was,
It
a, it
even
was a
sounds like a
strange
good
story because Johnny Manziel come out and said, "I've moved in with Von Miller,"
Yeah,
and then he obviously forgot.
Sorry, no, not Von Miller. I mean Josh.
He literally forgot that he didn't move in with his old college teammate. He moved in with his old Browns teammate, Josh Gordon.
He plays in a different position.
Yeah, which is odd in itself because Josh Gordon is still technically on the roster, but he doesn't play, and Manziel isn't. So,
Well, and they're both living in LA as well. I mean, it's not really
Yeah.
that close to Cleveland.
No.
oh, look out, Rams!
But
There's
then,
two players.
well,
that
yeah,
wanna
but
come
you
to-
say that it's not like
needs.
either of them are playing either
No,
at the
no,
moment, so it doesn't
exactly.
really matter where they are.
No, well, Josh can always get Johnny a job at his car set dealership. Not his car dealership, but where he works. So, good luck, guys. Yeah, well done, both of you.
Wow.
Stellar,
Stellar
stellar
what, the drink?
examples. But no, it's water. Actually, excitingly enough. Next-
Manziel
next-
and Gordon show coming
Yeah.
soon.
So moving on to Sean McCoy. There's been a bit more news about him in the last couple of days. He's not going to be facing any discipline from the NFL for. Well, it's a bar fight that he was allegedly involved in, and we discussed it. I think we discussed it last week.
Last
Maybe
week, yeah,
we
we
did
did.
the show before.
Last week, because that was after the
Yeah, the police said
confirmed.
we're not going to do anything about it, and now the NFL. It's not that 100% he's not going to face anything, but it's very unlikely that he's going to, which kind of makes sense. I presume what the whole thing is that when it's allegedly involved in a bar fight, maybe he was just there, and there's no real evidence that he actually threw any punches or whatever it is. But we can only assume that the American police will do their jobs properly. Who knows? I don't
Don't watch
know.
the news much, right?
No, I don't know where it was he got arrested. So whichever state it was, then good job. It seems like all we do is report on just people doing stupid things.
Well, that's because they are at the
'Cause
moment.
that's-
NFL players.
and
that's
then
all
we've got
the-
Monty
the
Ball
news.
as well,
Yeah.
who has been arrested for violating his bond conditions. Now,
Yeah, but he's mental.
he is mental. I was reading up about this. It is apparently
Dr. Matthew over there.
the original thing was in February, I believe, where he from what I was reading, he picked up and threw his girlfriend into a table or
What
something
is it
like
with
that.
these players and their girlfriends or wives?
I don't know. Poor women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
he-
lesson is don't be a girlfriend of an NFL
Yeah.
player.
Thanks, Gary.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Good
I'll
lesson.
note that down.
So he did this, and then as part of it, he was let out on bail, but his bail conditions was that he wasn't allowed to be drunk or in bars or anything, or basically out on a night out.
No fun.
And so then he was out drinking, and he was stopped by police, and police said, you need to do a breathalyzer. He then said no, and then they said, all right, you need to do a blood test. He then said no. So I think they rearrested him, and then he had a blood test, and he was drunk. So
He's been arrested 3 times this year.
he has, yeah. And his last back.
This year or
This year.
2016?
2016. That's 4 months old.
Well done,
Oh,
Monty.
wow. Okay. That's
Once
impressive.
again, kids, this is if this is what you want to do with your life.
This is how you want to ruin your career.
Yeah, this is how you want to ruin your career by just being
An NFL player? Is that what we're saying?
Well, no. Well, let's be fair. It is a small portion of NFL players overall, but it does seem like drugs and violence seems to be what they like to do. That's all I've got for news-wise. Anybody else got anything more? Yes, Gary says
Go
yes.
on, Gary.
Just a quick one. Random news.
It's not
today.
another random giant sign.
I have got giant signing news. That's separate news. I've got random news of Cam Newton
Oh.
staying fit in the off-season by playing water polo.
Oh.
So it's the random news of the day there.
Random news of the day. Yes.
I feel like we should start calling him Sir Cameron
should.
Newton III.
We should have a
or something,
random
who's gonna
news
be
because
playing
last
water
week it was Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
losing
that's
15
why I thought I'd
pounds.
add to
Well,
a theme there a
polo.
little
Eating
bit.
salads for the week.
eating salads and
I've
running.
just
apparently.
seen it.
There
yeah,
we go.
so-
Random news story
go.
of the day.
Well done, Cam.
Did you have
Good
one as well,
story.
Matthew?
Well, yeah, I was just throwing it in or
Alright.
out there.
In or out? Make your mind up.
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say something.
I'm intrigued what this. I'm intrigued what this
He's
is.
gonna throw it. It's better be
I
good.
think we've mentioned it before, or I probably have.
All right.
But the Raiders owner has said that he will definitely move to Las Vegas if the city pays for a new stadium.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
So did I.
So
Vegas
it sort
is-
of makes sense to me.
Someone paid for me to
Common
have
sense.
a flat
well,
or a house.
Oakland's stadium. You have to remind me of the name of it. But it's.
it's actually changed name recently.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yep.
Good. It's regularly touted as one of the
to
poorest.
what?
Yeah. What was it from? And what's it
It
to?
was the well, it's quite a mouthful. The Oco Coliseum.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, Colosseum.
Well,
That makes it sound
And now I
exotic.
believe
Solid
it's now
name,
the Oakland Alameda Coliseum.
Oh, so they've just added Almeida in.
Well, no, the company, this
Oh.
Oco
So it's
company,
not.
they're not involved
Oh,
anymore.
okay.
So it's
Oh,
just
right.
the sort of state tour.
Okay.
Is that Tony Almeida from the first few seasons of 24?
Oh, good memory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
what
at
a
that.
reference.
Tony Almeida.
The answer is no.
I liked him. He was good.
Other
Did he
TV
die?
series are available.
Did he die? In it? Did he die?
I'm not
I
gonna.
never
We're
watched
not
it.
gonna spoil it for
Spoilers, I mean,
anybody.
all right.
Wait, that's
I
like
watched-
15 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was a long time. Good point.
I stopped.
Pretty
I
sure
stopped at
It's like
season
spoiling
5.
the end of Dallas.
JR
It was
got
all a
shot.
dream.
JR got shot.
that-
It
was that what it
was all a dream. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Oh yes, there was a little bit of re-signing news. LeGarrette Blunt re-signed,
Yeah.
Yes.
which is a good thing
Yeah.
because he's not a bad running back. He does his job.
So they've now got
They've got a lot.
Blunt and Donald Brown.
They do.
And Lewis.
And Lewis.
yeah, Dion
Lewis,
Lewis, which is
when
not
he's
bad.
So
I mean,
you would say Blunt is probably
second.
second,
yeah, Dion Lewis is probably the best out of those
and
three.
Brown's there to
Very
back
different
up Lewis. as-
Running backs though.
Yeah.
Different roles.
But
as
that's what they like.
Yeah.
So you know,
That's what
that's
Bill-
what Pat
Billy
and
said.
it's
Boy
fair
likes.
to
He
say,
does.
in the experience of a fantasy element, that to stay away from all of them because you
Yes.
don't know
Lewis,
who's going to play.
Lewis is okay.
I'd
But
say-
Lewis
yeah.
did come on strong last
If
year.
you're in PPR,
Yeah, if you play PPR,
pick up Lewis.
Yeah, pick up Lewis.
If you're
Gary,
not, don't.
get your Giants signing out of the way.
Well, we made three,
Oh,
in fact, this
okay.
week.
Oh my
so
God,
it's not
go
like, there's nothing going on.
I've not
There's
heard of any of these.
Three signings. You've heard of at least one of them. Come on. Bobby Rainey.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair.
The Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay running
about
back.
Good signing.
Now, I think it's more because I noticed this as well. Apparently, last year was more about him, like on kickoff returns. He was used quite a lot for that.
So
So
it's a
maybe
special
that
team.
is
Ah,
what
okay.
Giants
Special
have signed
team.
him.
So just a punt
But
and
This is
kick
an
off.
exciting signing.
this is an exciting stat.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Is this
in
as good as your fullback?
in
stat from last week?
2013, he got an 80-yard touchdown against the Bills, which is the longest run in Tampa Bay history.
oh,
So
there we go. Historic.
That is what the Giants are
There
getting.
you go.
Historic.
Yeah.
So that was 3 years ago.
They're getting
Tampa
a really
Bay
long
Hall of Famer.
return from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's what
Since
they're
then,
getting.
has he got 80 yards?
I
Like,
think he
in
got
total.
more, a little bit more than that last year, not a lot.
I don't even remember him
But-
playing last year.
No, he didn't do a lot.
No, he
But
did,
he
couple
did
years
a
ago
lot
he
more in kickoff and punt
Yeah.
returns and things.
And 2014 he did a bit more because that's when Doug Martin was rubbish.
It's building a little bit of depth.
The
That's
Duggan
all it is.
Building a bit
Muscle
of depth.
hamster.
Which includes as well the fact that we have signed linebacker Kelvin Shepherd.
Okay.
He was at the
Okay.
Dolphins last year.
right.
And he was
at
a
the
second-
Browns. Bills.
Second on the team for tackles.
Oh,
Second highest.
We can tell what your Bleacher
So-
report is signed up to.
Yeah.
Giants.
So he was on the side that all the teams were targeting, putting all their running plays through.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I don't think he's going to be a.
So aim for him. He's the
a starter.
Yeah, get him.
So you're
Oh,
gonna
he
have to
swore.
beep
Oh, bleep. We're
Yeah.
gonna have a bleep.
Oh,
on
And
the
then
show now.
and then an O-line
That was a
guy
subtle
that-
one as well. I've got to
Yeah.
find that.
Oh, another player.
And we signed
Oh.
O-line who I don't know anything about.
No.
Byron Stingley. I don't think he's played for like
The
a year. Or
stinger.
so. Yeah, I don't
God,
think he's
the
played for a little
stinger.
while.
Let's see if he makes
I
the
think-
roster.
I think he
The
got
big stinger.
he got cut. I think was it the Steelers? I think got him last year, and then basically he didn't play at all or something. It's not
Okay.
it's not particularly a big one, but it
None of them were.
It's not. It's some would say it's not podcast worthy, but you know,
it is
that's not us.
Giants worthy.
That's not us. Moving on. So news is starting to slow down a little bit. There will obviously be a lot more news in the run up to the draft because
we were in the run-up.
well we are.
I've
but
got actually.
we're-
There was something that we mentioned last week, and there was more news about it. Was Brandon Marshall?
Oh, is it? Oh, is there? I didn't read that. Go.
That
I
it's
didn't know.
It's over with.
Oh, is
he's
it?
he's
Oh.
in the clear.
Oh, okay.
There are no. we
Okay,
did
and
discuss-
that was 4 years
and
ago.
we didn't
It was
know
4
anything
years ago.
about what he'd actually
What
done,
he
and then
did.
it turned out he'd
He's
allegedly hit.
Oh,
I
a
believe
female.
this is Dave's words, so hopefully I get them right. But I believe the woman was trying to identify him by the tattoo on his arm, and then it turned out from the CCTV that he was actually wearing long sleeves.
oh, fantastic.
It turns out he hasn't got a tattoo. Or something.
He has no arms.
And ladies and gentlemen, it took them 4 years to figure
Yeah.
out the
And
man
that
was
was
wearing long sleeves.
going on for a while.
Fantastic, brilliant. So we're going to I think we should dive headfirst into our mock draft. So
Yes.
essentially, the way that we did it is there were 8 of us. 2 of which are not regulars on the podcast, but they are very good friends of the show. So
Outsiders.
it was outsiders.
They don't get to be named.
So well, I will name.
Oh,
So it was me, Matthew, Nick, Steve, Dave, and Gary, and then the two unnamed who will now be named were Matt O'Neill and Rishi Dougal, who are friends of the show. So what we did is we drew out of a hat, the help of my wife Sarah and her good friend Emma. Drew out of the hat for I know there's lots of name drops.
Let's give a shout out to
random
Emma.
people.
Hi, Emma.
Yeah, hi Emma.
don't know who you are, but hi.
She probably won't listen.
Definitely a listener.
But hi Emma. And
Probably
Sophia,
she would.
who's a daughter. Yeah, well, she said she would, but she might be lying.
Well, she better be.
Okay. He's coming for you if you're not listening, but you won't hear this, so you won't know. So we picked out in an order. So there were 8 of us. So effectively, what we just did kind of a cycle. We just picked in that order. So starting with Matt O'Neill and ending with myself at pick 8. So what we're going to do is we're basically just going to run through it. Now, Danny, because he was away in Germany, hasn't got a clue
9.
who we picked, where. So it's going to be fun. So we're doing it in the actual draft order. So let's get started. Number 1 pick. I might get you see if you can guess the first few.
There was
Just
no
to see.
trades. There's just.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh
also,
yeah,
yes,
we're
we'll
going
start-
on the assumption that the order stays exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly. So, which it won't, but trades would have made it too complicated. So we just stuck with the order that it's in. So Matt O'Neill picked for the Tennessee Titans. Now, who do you think the first pick overall in the draft, Danny? Who do you think it would be?
Tunsil.
Correct.
Yay!
Larry Tunsil. He's
100%.
offensive tackle from Ole Miss. I'm guessing we're all happy with that signing, Matthew,
Uh,
or that pick.
yeah, I mean it's the
sensible thing to do.
sensible pick at the moment.
Yeah.
There are thoughts it could be a couple of other players.
Yeah, I was
But-
going to say, I think the only other one it could be is Ramsey.
Yeah,
Yes.
Ramsey is a possibility.
But I also think the Titans won't be picking.
I agree with you. Actually, there's
There
a
has
lot of
been talk
buts.
because they're
yeah.
playing trade.
they now say they've got a firm offer.
Exactly.
One they've not
A
accepted,
substantial.
but
Have they said who it's from? Or
they've
not,
not
really?
said who it's from.
No.
Okay.
But there is belief it could be the Eagles.
Ooh.
Who
Why
are
is that?
currently at
Because the
number 8.
Eagles want
So
first
the Eagles,
choice of the quarterback.
Yeah, so the Eagles. So yeah, you've got to think if the Eagles are trading up, they're going to go for a quarterback at that position.
Yes.
Because in all likelihood, the 2 best quarterbacks are going to have gone by then, which we will get onto.
Well, then might not necessarily, I guess, because they've already got 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not
That's
great,
why-
but
They're paying
but
probably too
How
much
much
money.
of a smokescreen is this to
Or is
get
it
one of the other teams to
for
move
them
up?
to
That's true.
guarantee
Yeah.
another pick, maybe the person that was in the draft, but I won't say to ruin it.
Okay.
Maybe it's to
that was-
guarantee.
That was really weird.
Yeah,
way of saying
I'm
that.
really-
It's like-
I'm really confused.
To be honest,
I don't know
couldn't-
what I meant.
I couldn't ruin it even if I wanted to, because I don't know what you're talking about.
As in who we've drafted
Oh, okay.
for them in our mock draft.
Okay.
You
All right.
see?
Fair
They'd
enough.
be fools
Yeah,
That's
fair
what I
enough.
meant. Sorry.
Okay, that's what he
That was
meant.
a bad explanation.
Yeah, it was a little bit. But yeah, Tunsil is. I think he's. Well, him and Ramsey, it kind of flip flops between the two of them as to who is overall the best player in the entire draft. I think generally the consensus is it is Jalen Ramsey, but Tunsil is
more of a need for them.
He's more of a need, and
Yeah.
Well, they've
he's
got
an
a need at
absolute
both
beast.
positions because they did lose our. I want to say the snap count's possibly favourite player.
Yes,
Michael
I think
Griffin.
He is Michael Griffin.
Um,
yeah,
by-
shout out to Bill there
Griffin.
for his
By
love
him,
of Michael Griffin.
leaving the Titans.
Mm. So yes, they don't need a
Ramsey the
safety as well.
replacement.
So it could be Ramsey or Tunsil, but I think Tunsil is a very sensible
They could get a
choice.
safety in the second round.
So second pick was for the Cleveland Browns. That was yourself, Matthew. Do you want to tell us who you picked?
Yes, I will tell you. I actually went. I sort of was quite boring in a way.
Boring, but it's probably going to be that cat. Yeah. there you
Yes,
He went
that's
Wentz.
right.
He
I
went
did
Wentz,
yeah.
indeed.
2 in a
did.
row.
Did you-
2 out of 2.
I mean,
Had it.
did you contemplate though going?
I
at all?
contemplated Ramsey, but then
What about Goff?
I contemplated Goff, but then there's been a lot of talk about his small hands
Yes. Small hands.
and not being able to
Small
throw
hands,
the
mans.
wet ball as far.
I always
Yes.
forget between the two. Which is it? Wentz that's meant to be the most ready, or is it Goff that's meant to be the most ready? Because usually every year they have one that's ready and one
I think
that's a
it's
bit
Wentz
rough. And
that's-
Goff has been playing at the higher level.
okay,
Wentz
for-
is a
okay.
lot lower down level.
Okay.
But so Goff going into it was sort of seen as the better one, but then Wentz has sort of come through the pro days, and
Browns have a lot of
basically-
holes,
they do.
but quarterback is a massive one.
Yes,
So-
that's
Yeah.
that's why I
I feel
went
sorry
with
for
it.
whoever
You've
they
got
do
to start
pick.
with a quarterback. They could go with Ramsey. They did lose both their safeties,
Mm-hmm.
but I see him as a cornerback, and the corners
Yeah, I
aren't too
think
bad.
he's
Yeah.
declared himself as a cornerback.
Yeah.
So
Out of it, well, they've still
yeah.
got Hayden, haven't they?
yeah, yeah.
Who is very good.
So I see why not just get a quarterback? Just go for it.
I think they should.
They need.
Well,
they're going to want that.
as you predicted, I think last week, they're probably going to be in that high pick spot every year. So, they can take who they like technically, but I think Carson Wentz. Danny, do you like that pick?
I think
We
it's.
want you as
I think. Well, they're not going to be. I'd imagine they're not going to be running with RG3 as their starting quarterback.
You'd hope not.
I mean, maybe he'll start week 1 if he fares
Will he?
well.
Will he?
Well, no.
I
he probably won't.
think he should start at the beginning of the season. Even if they do draft Wentz or Goff, I think they should start with RG3.
I think they will.
but
Purely
I
because
think
send
that's
him
why
out
they've
there,
gone.
get him
That's why they've
absolutely
gone for him.
battered, and then see what see if the rookie's got
Well,
the balls to get in there after him.
Hugh Jackson seems like actually a very sensible coach. He was very good at the Bengals when he
Not
was
sensible
defensive-
enough to
Sensible.
not go to the Browns.
Can I give you an example when he wasn't sensible?
Okay, all right, yeah. Maybe sensible was the wrong word.
Okay, sensible was not when he was at the Raiders and he was the head coach and traded for Carson Palmer.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Oh, okay, fine. All right, he was
Just wanted to say that.
he was
That's
good as
not
all right.
sensible.
What,
He
he
was,
traded to get rid of Palmer.
No, he traded to get Palmer
Oh, what's wrong with that?
from
Palmer's
the
Palmer's great.
Bengals. He was just sitting on the bench all season and gave up a first-round pick.
okay, I take that back. Hugh Jackson, you're dreadful.
And I think the second-round pick from the following draft.
No, I like Hugh. I do like Hugh Jackson. I thought he was good for the Bengals. I know he wasn't head coach there, but he was good at the Bengals. Being a coordinator there. But anyway,
I do like him as well.
Oh,
yeah. There we go.
one thing we didn't say with the first pick of Tunsil that we discussed was that he would be the only man really happy in that guaranteed he can't go to the Browns because all the others will be sat there worrying.
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah,
gonna get picked by the Browns.
yeah, the fear of getting picked by the Browns. So pick 3 is San Diego Chargers, Superchargers. That was picked by Nick, and he picked Danny. You probably won't guess this one, but have a go.
I was going to say that I think they would go best player available and pick Ramsey.
That's not what
But
Nick
I'm
thought.
guessing-
No.
yeah.
Nick
But,
thought-
but then you'll see that Nick's picks are not
But Nick's
necessarily.
picks, Nick's
Okay,
picks.
I'll prepare
We'll
myself.
get to that when we get to Chicago, my beloved Bears. We'll discuss that.
Oh dear, someone
Yep.
doesn't sound happy.
No, not really. So Nick picked DeForest Buckner, defensive
Okay.
end from Oregon.
Okay.
Very, very good player.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It meets more of their needs.
Yeah.
So happy with that one, Gary? You like
I
that
think
pick?
that's more likely based on what their needs, but I think Danny makes a pretty good point that
Yeah.
they could actually take Ramsey
I think
if he's there.
I
which I think
yeah
he would be.
I agree. I agree. I would say probably Ramsey.
I mean,
because
when
they'll
you've got a
take
guy
him.
that could go
Yeah.
pick 1 and he's still there, pick 3, it's hard to sort of say
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
But it was a whole kind of Leonard Williams situation last year. Everybody thought the same thing. That he's going to go at 1, he didn't. He's going to go at 2, he didn't. And then he dropped to where were the Jets?
Jets,
5 or
who-
6, weren't they?
6, I think.
Yeah,
6.
who arguably
Six,
didn't
yeah.
need him.
No,
But-
and it's all because they picked was it Brandon Scherf?
Yeah.
The Redskins,
5th
yeah.
was the Redskins. Yeah.
Silly pick.
So he's a very good player, DeForest Buckner, and he is certainly up there as one of the top players in the draft. And you would think, help out San Diego defense. So I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think our resident Chargers fan, Steve, I don't think he would be unhappy with that pick.
No,
Particularly.
they do need some better pass rush.
They do. Yeah, they do. They do. Next one was Steve picking for the Cowboys. Now, this one,
Yes.
Danny, have a stab. We'll let you have a pick up until maybe the first 8, and then we'll just run through them.
See, there's talk that they may go quarterback, but I don't think they will. I think Bosa, defensive end Joe Bosa.
No. Steve went, and I think sensibly so, because of how the chips have fallen beforehand, went for Ramsey. Because
yeah,
he was
that's
there.
right, okay.
And
I kind of forgot that he hadn't gone in the
Yeah.
previous
yeah, exactly. Dallas's
Which-
defense is pretty woeful.
So I think there's a good chance they'll be the other way round at the actual draft. If the Chargers go with Ramsey because he's there, then the Cowboys will probably go for Buckner.
Do you not think they'll go for Bosa?
I
instead
don't
of
think they'll
Buckner?
go with, possibly, yeah, I think that way.
The-
Because
the-
it's a 4-3 and the Chargers
true.
play a 3-4,
yeah.
and he's seen more as a 3-4 defensive lineman.
Yeah, whereas Bosa is that 4-3 defensive end,
That makes
and
sense.
Bosa has been, a lot of the experts who know a hell of a lot more than we do, have been saying pretty much across the board Bosa to the Cowboys. But I do think if Ramsey falls there, I think maybe they'll take a punt on him because he's outstanding. He can play safety, corner, wherever you want him to play. which is good. So, Dave then picked number 5, which is Jacksonville Jaguars. Danny?
Oh, I'm guessing again.
Yeah, we've got
This one's
but
you should get
this. You should get this one.
Okay.
He looks scared now.
Oh, Miles Jack.
Yeah, Miles Jack. Linebacker from UCLA. He's outside linebacker, isn't he, Miles Jack?
Yeah.
I
think.
Happy with that one, Danny?
Yeah, I think. What's the guy they drafted last year that got injured? He was a linebacker as well, wasn't he?
Oh, he's completely gone from my head.
Dante Fowler.
Dante Fowler. That's
Was
the
he a
one.
linebacker?
I've only
or
got
am I
that
wrong?
because
outside
because
linebacker
I've got
for the
Dave's reasoning.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
we
want to
do.
discuss
Let's hear
that.
Dave's
Dave
reasoning.
sent us a little.
Yeah, go on.
And he has said this one is pretty straightforward. Jack was the best player on the board, and he gives the Jaguars a playmaker on defense to go with the free agency signings and the return of last year's first-round pick. So that tied in quite well, Danny. Well
Yeah,
done.
thank you.
Dante Fowler Jr.
Junior, not his dad.
And recently an NFL exec compared him to Ray Lewis, but faster.
Oh, that's a big comparison.
That
Ray
is
Lewis is
Bold statement.
He's one of the best players.
That was also
ever.
Dave's last point. Very bold praise.
Oh,
So
See,
there
look
you
at
go.
him.
It's as if Dave's here.
he's a budding
Speaking
journalist,
through
isn't
me.
he? He's a budding journalist. Do you agree with that, Gary?
Yes.
His
Oh, yeah.
reasonings.
Yeah.
He's a great player. There have been some injury queries with him, I think, but who cares really? He's so good. Jacksonville are used to having their first picks injured.
He can do everything.
He can.
I think a couple of teams even trialled him out as strong safety, so he's pretty good in coverage. He's going to make the tackles.
I think it was either him or possibly Ramsey. I can't remember which one that even did some running back
Jack
snaps. It was Miles Jack. Yeah,
He's
in
that
college.
He's good.
He's very versatile and he's obviously.
And I don't think there's
quite
many
the athlete.
linebackers out as well that would be anywhere near him. Maybe one that might come up later.
I mean, there are some very good linebackers there,
Suppose.
but he is a cut above the rest. It's quite for a lot of positions. It's quite a reasonably deep draft. There's a lot of offensive tackles, there's a lot of
players,
defensive
yeah.
tackles,
Mm.
defensive ends, and even linebackers. If you're willing to, if you're not getting Miles Jack, there's still a lot out there. Next pick number 6 was Rishi Dougal, Mr. Dougal, who picked for the Baltimore Ravens. Danny, bear in mind you have to think about who's left as well.
So Buckner's gone.
This is complicated.
Yeah, Buckner's gone. Jack's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one of their top needs as offensive tackle. So would they have gone for Ronnie Stanley by any chance?
Nope.
Oh, my
You're not doing very well on
predictions
this.
I started well.
Yeah.
he did
Well,
start well.
That's normally how it goes with predict to pick. You get the first few.
Joey Bosa. And
I would have said that maybe.
Yeah, I think this was. It probably would have been if it had gone Ramsey at 3rd, Bosa at 4th. Buckner would have been here maybe, but Joey Bosa, not a bad signing, Matthew.
I think he'd probably be playing sort of an outside linebacker position for him.
Mm-hmm.
But
Very good with their linebackers.
he's
Baltimore.
very good
Yeah.
sort of run defense. And yeah, they do need to get a bit younger at the position. So
They do.
sort of makes sense. To be honest, maybe they go Stanley, but obviously they may not think that highly. Obviously, Mr. Dougal doesn't think so.
No, he doesn't, and he did put in quite a bit of research into this. I do think he's
Probably had loads of spreadsheets.
yeah. He
I
does.
think he did. His knowledge did impress me on the day. I'm
know.
not sure if it will carry forward into our draft. And I hope he's listening on the train.
Bloody better.
There we go.
Swearing probably profusely at your comments. Yeah, good stuff. Joe Bosa to the Baltimore Ravens. Next one, Gary, I'll let you do this one because this is your pick
I
for
did.
the 49ers.
I did the 49ers. I
Ooh.
thought this was
Yeah, Danny.
probably
who
a
do you think?
sensible pick, but you know you guess.
Yeah, you guess, and then he'll confirm or deny.
Goff.
Correct.
Yay! Back
Reason,
on
reasoning,
form.
Gary.
Well,
for that pick.
It's. I mean, realistically, it's going to be a QB. I don't think.
Even though they're keeping
Fence.
Kaepernick?
Well, are they though?
Well, they're trying to.
That's still
Well,
not.
They're saying they want to.
I don't know.
Well,
I still don't
Chip's
know.
trying to trade away
well,
everyone, really, isn't it, at the minute?
But then they didn't have much faith in him last year, did they? So I still
They had
think
no
they'll-
faith in him last year.
Well, exactly.
They got dropped.
So I think they will still.
And
go
rightfully
for
so
one.
because he was awful.
Obviously, I don't think Wentz, however you say his name, Carson Wentz, will drop because the Browns will take him, and Goff seems to be the next best option, unless they surprise us and go with maybe Lynch.
It's
But
them two,
I don't
really.
think
They're the two best
I think
ones.
that
I think the 49ers have come out and said they're trying to trade a couple of the players. I don't know whether they're putting it out there as trade bait to move up, but they've mentioned
that is a
about
possibility. If they
it's
also
Bethea, isn't it?
and the tackle who's just come back from retirement,
Yeah,
Davis,
that's
who
the
was
guy.
quite good before he went into retirement, like half the 49ers team.
See, if they do want to go quarterback for the first round pick, then I don't really think they need to trade up unless they're confident that someone's going to.
Maybe they want a
unless
certain
they
way.
want
Yeah.
they want
They're two,
unless
they're
that's
two
Wentz.
positions.
Yeah, maybe.
If, let's just say, hypothetically, they were to offer those two players with some picks to the Titans, who need a safety and a tackle. So, I don't know,
Maybe.
just putting it out there.
Yeah, that's true. But
get you on the job then. I think.
it's,
Yeah.
you got to love being the
He's been watching
Titans.
draft day,
I could be a GM.
Yeah.
You got to love being the Titans at the minute because they don't need a quarterback and they're sat at a prime position for getting one of the two best ones. Well, one of the two
It's
best
set
ones in
for
the
someone
draft.
to
but-
trade up.
Yeah, exactly. So good for Titans. I think squeeze them for all you can get. That's what I would do.
But
if I
no
was
one wants
Tennessee.
to trade like the
Everyone's
the
scared.
Redskins did a
Yeah.
few years ago. But maybe that's why the people
No.
are going to offer players instead of
Yeah,
draft
yeah,
picks.
exactly.
Well, yeah. Well, that would, as you say, that's what they need. So give Titans what they need. I would say Titans just ask for everyone. Just say I want your entire
Let's
team.
swap team.
I want your entire team.
But not with the 49ers.
Yeah, but not with no. Okay, so now we're on to pick number 8, which was myself for the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. Who do you think I went for? I don't think it's that tough.
Remember who's picking here.
What do you mean? Remember who's picking? How dare you? How dare you?
Is Stanley still available? Or is he gone now?
No, Stanley's available.
still there.
Stanley's available.
Yeah, my prediction.
No,
Stanley.
you're wrong. Ezekiel Elliott
No, okay.
is who they'll go for.
They're going to go with the
I was really in two minds at this position.
trio of running backs again.
It was. I thought if Goff had dropped there, I would have potentially gone for Goff because the Eagles. Well, God knows what they're doing with their quarterback situation, but they need a running back. They haven't got Murray anymore. They haven't
It
got.
was terrible anyway.
This-
Yeah,
This
well,
is
it
why
was,
I find it a little strange that they're trying to trade up when
I don't
I don't think they need to
trade
worry about Elliott going.
No.
I don't think anybody else above them needs a running back, and
unless they don't.
Unless
want
they are going
maybe
for a-
the Cowboys, but
Yeah.
I can't see them getting one in the first
Well,
round.
they
unless they go in QB.
swapped the first round pick with the Dolphins, who I
Dolphins,
would
yeah.
have said do need a running back.
Yes,
True.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
completely agree with that.
yeah, that's a fair point. But that's who I think. If he falls to them there, they would be silly to pass up on him. He's by far the best running back in the draft, and he has been touted by a lot of people as your kind of every down franchise kind of back, really. So that's why I picked him there. And
Yeah, not bad.
as I say, I wasn't going to pick
Can
anyone
I do
else.
a spoiler now?
You can do a spoiler.
He's the only running back we drafted. in
He
the
is.
first round.
Yeah,
Oh.
he is.
Poor Derek.
As we were saying, the depth on running back is not so great this year. I think there's a few that could go in the second and third rounds, and a little bit later on. But there's no outstanding players other than Ezekiel
I
Elliott.
think teams already looking ahead to next year's draft,
Yeah.
as there's meant to be 4 or 5 who they think could all go first round.
Oh, good. Good. So we'll get some running backs.
Wait
in.
until next year
LSU.
for running back.
Wait until next year.
Fournette.
Okay.
Wow, the hell
He'll
you
be one
pronounce
of
it.
them.
So
LSU's
pick 9.
beast.
We are now back to Matt O'Neill, who picking for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now he went for Vernon Hargreaves, a cornerback from Florida State.
You should let me guess that one. We got that one.
Oh, sorry.
We'll be
Danny.
here all night. if
We
we're
would be
just
here all
making
night.
I'll
Yeah,
let
just
you guess
making
the next
guess.
one.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
let you
Yeah.
get the next one.
Killing it.
Oh, crikey.
Matt, F.
Yes,
Good,
hello.
good pick. Do you think?
I think so. There were other players they could have gone with. I
Mhm.
do like possibly picking a D-line pick, but saying that they're going to have a fairly high pick in the second round, and with the depth in the D-line, they could probably get one there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably not too far of a drop. So go for
Sensible.
cornerback. There could be quite a drop off.
Yeah.
But
Hargreaves is a star really as well, isn't he? He looks to be that. anyway.
yeah, there's been questions about his size because he's quite short,
Yeah, but little corners, he'll be fine.
but I think he's quite feisty. So
We like feistiness. In cornerbacks, and yeah, it just means he's got a bit of aggression about him. He'll be fine. He'll do well. Stop
you
commenting on his
sound
height.
convinced.
I know.
I'm-
I like him. The reason that I like him is because there is a reasonable chance that he can fall to the Bears,
His
and I think he could help us.
his tape is better. Sorry, there was a drop off in his tape from the last year. This season just gone to the year before.
Okay.
Is there a reason for that? Maybe he was just trying to save himself.
Drugs, probably.
Maybe he's got an attitude problem. Maybe he's lazy.
He's got an attitude
Maybe
problem.
Maybe he's
tired
got an
from
injury.
beating
Maybe
a girlfriend.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's just
tends to be.
tired.
He's already signed.
That wasn't an accusation. That
No,
was
he's already signed a lease to move in with Josh Gordon and Johnny Manziel. That's why.
That's quite a commute from LA to Tampa
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah, kind of on different
Flying
coasts.
Well, hang on, we don't
Really?
know he's going to be there.
No,
Oh,
that's true. Yeah.
In
Yeah,
our
this-
draft,
This
he
isn't
is.
this isn't the real draft.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we'll call them up afterwards and we'll let them all. We'll let
Let
Big
them know
Rog
what made the
know
decision
who's
for him.
picked.
Okay.
Okay, next one is Matthew Field
Yes.
picking for the beloved New York Giants.
Come on. Giants.
Now, who did? Well, we'll let Danny guess this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, go
for
yeah.
Okay.
Seeing as you-
Is Stanley finally going to go?
is that your guess?
Yes.
Correct.
Such a creepy
I wish
grin.
we could.
Sorry.
I wish we could be video now.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to be scary like that.
It was a very
Yeah,
creepy
I got it
face.
right.
It was really
I thought
scary.
you
I'm a
might-
little bit intimidated now,
I thought
especially
you-
because it's quite dark in
Yeah,
here.
it's gone really
we're,
dark.
we're all sort of
Yeah,
lit up by our
from the
computers.
So yes, Ronnie Stanley.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bounce
Sorry, I didn't confirm.
That's good value. I think.
Reasoning for that.
I think he is the best player in a position of need too.
Yes.
I think Giants O-line. Well, defensively they need everywhere still, even though they've signed a lot of players.
I think I
Yeah.
said to Matthew, just pick us the best available defender because that's what all we'll need.
Yeah.
So were you
So I
happy
picked
with?
a tackle.
Yeah. If he drops to us,
If he drops,
I don't
yeah.
think he will. But
There's been more
if
and
he
more
does, I'll be
mocks where he
definitely.
has dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So maybe there is a couple of issues there. Apparently his run blocking is not so good, but his pass blocking, I think, is possibly the best.
Yes. You
So
probably-
that's quite important for a tackle.
Considering
It's very important for the Giants.
Giants'
Yeah.
running game is pretty poor already.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
Exactly.
So
stick to the
So
pass.
that is
just throw it to Odell.
potentially-
you just throw it to DB and you'll be fine.
Or Victor Cruz.
Yeah.
He'll be
Or
back.
yeah, Victor will be back.
Yeah.
Theory.
You
Will
watch
he
out.
actually be back?
Watch out.
They haven't actually got any other receivers.
Yeah, Randall's gone.
I could have drafted
Yeah.
a wide receiver.
We've still got Dwayne
Oh yeah,
Harris.
Dwayne Harris is still there. We did
Sorry,
alright.
yeah.
Oh
For
yeah.
a few
Haven't
weeks
got
and
any
then
other
disappeared.
receivers.
Sorry, we forgot about Dwayne
Yeah.
Harris.
I didn't think there was a receiver who had the value at pick number 10, to be honest. So maybe a second round pick by the Giants. Or
Yeah.
trade up again. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are quite a few wide receivers
Yeah, I
that we've
just-
actually taken, but
I think it'd be overdrafting if you
Yeah.
went someone at 10.
Mm.
I
I,
th- I
agree.
think-
I think you can
yeah.
get good value for a wide receiver in the second round because there's kind of it's a bit sort of a bit cloudy of really who's there's not a standout.
Well, hopefully we will reveal more.
we will
Oh,
reveal
well.
more.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
we will
okay.
reveal
Well,
more
got
as
plenty
we,
of
as we
time.
go on. But yeah, that was sort of a best player available pick,
Yeah.
which is good. We like that. Now,
This-
I might
So
get
this
my
is one you're not happy
I
about.
might get a little bit of a rant on about this one. But
Are we allowing Danny to try and guess this then?
actually, yeah. Well. No, he already knows it.
Oh, I
I've
thought we were
ruined
going to
that.
pretend.
No, we're not going
Nah,
to pretend.
I already know.
Because
okay.
Sorry,
you
We're
never
We're
would
all
have
about
guessed it in a
truth
million
and
years.
honesty on
Well, no,
this
it's only
podcast.
because you never
We
would
are
have guessed
not
it
the
in a
BBC.
million years.
Sorry, that makes
So-
that bad.
Chicago Bears. Now, listeners, you'll know that I love them. They're deep within my heart. And Nick was picking for them. Now, as we said before, with the DeForest Buckner pick, it was a good pick, but it possibly wasn't the one that the rest of us would have gone for. This also wasn't one that the rest of us would have gone for. I would argue this is not a great pick at all. He picked Paxton Lynch,
Wow, there we go.
quarterback.
3
from Memphis.
quarterbacks off the board.
In the
Three
first
qu-
11
now-
picks.
Now, I'm not down on Paxton Lynch. He's not as good as the other two. We do, yeah. Nick's reasoning was he hates Jay Cutler, and he doesn't think that he is our quarterback that he's going to be winning us trophies, and I kind of agree with him. However, he is a good enough stopgap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He is average. He's not awful. He's not great. But if we can improve the rest of the team around him, I think he will hold us there. We're not going to be winning the division, as I said, I think in last week's podcast or previous podcasts. We're not going to be winning the division this year or in the next few years. We're in a rebuilding strategy. We are rebuilding the defence at the minute. So for me, I think we would go linebacker there, possibly a Darren Lee, possibly a Leonard Floyd, something like that. If Vernon Hargreaves falls there, I've already said it, I think that we would quite happily
Snap
take
him up.
Vernon Hargreaves because he is outstanding. And I'm not even saying that we won't draft a quarterback in this draft. I think we
Maybe
will,
later down
but
the
later
line.
on, second, third round,
Are
maybe.
you basically saying that any of the 10 picks that have gone already, you would just take any of those
Yeah.
players if they
I
dropped?
actually would. Yeah, I think if Wentz or Goff fell to us, I think we would be silly to pass up on
So
that.
I think the reasoning behind taking a quarterback
Mm.
is only valid if one of those top 2 are there.
I agree.
Yeah,
Because it does make
at that
sense
pick is
in a way
market
if one of
value.
those 2 are there.
Yeah.
Because next year, Jay Cutler's got an absolutely extortionate cap figure.
He does. Yeah.
So
I
could
I
cut
do,
him. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Cut
well, we
the
yeah,
Cutler.
we could do. Like I say, Nick's reasoning was fine, but not for the player. For the position, yeah, but like you say, not for the player.
He's gone on the basis of Cutler has one
he's-
good year and then one bad year and then one good year and one bad.
Which he
year. 'Cause
does.
last
be
year
fair.
he did alright.
He did well.
Did a
But
really good
he
job.
played
would Lynch
surprisingly
be any
well.
better?
That's the problem.
There are
don't think he
question
would.
marks.
Yeah.
He's gone on it on a personal that
He
he,
has.
just doesn't.
He wants to wind you up.
And he wants to wind me up.
Well,
yeah.
I think he's gone it on the basis that he doesn't think Cutler's very good, but I'm not sure the whole of the Chicago
Well,
hierarchy do feel that.
No,
way.
they like him.
Exactly.
I think overall they like him. John Fox seems to quite like him. I know that we've lost Gaze, who seemed to do wonders with him last year. But you've got to think a lot of that is, yes, it's going to be Gaze as the offensive coordinator, but it's Fox's team and it's Fox's system. So I'm not hopeful. I'm not saying that Jay Cutler's going to be outstanding, but he'll do enough. He'll be fine.
He's not the highest priority.
No, he's not. It's
Exactly.
not the highest priority.
I mean,
so
quarterback's not the highest priority. That's what I mean.
yeah, you look like you were going to say
well,
something.
I was going to say, I just feel this is the third quarterback gone.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've not done trades or anything, but one GM somewhere in this draft is going to panic and pick Lynch. And it
That's
could
true.
be the Bears earlier than expected.
You weren't particularly happy about their first round pick last year.
No, this is a bit of a theme.
Let's not
Angry,
go back
Angry
into
Bob
that.
came out, and again, like it wasn't because
Red
I was
Bob.
down on White, and now post draft, I can see that it was very sensible. I've said it before. I wanted us to get a defensive tackle because we were switching to 3-4. We needed a nose tackle, and we didn't have one, and we passed up on Danny Shelton, who has turned out to be a bit poor. And we managed to get Eddie
He is at
Goldman
the Browns, though.
he's at the Browns,
Yeah.
and we managed to get Eddie Goldman, who was, frankly, for a rookie, very good for us. And White is, I think we picked the best player available. So if we do that this
Unfortunately,
year,
he wasn't available for
No.
the whole of the season.
all right, shut up. Let's move on now. I think we've talked about
Enough
that.
Bears.
Enough
right,
Bears.
Gordon,
Enough
no.
Bears.
Dolphins.
So
No.
next pick 12.
Saints.
Oh no, I missed,
no,
I
you
missed
missed
the
one out. You
Saints.
missed
Sorry.
out.
Sorry, New Orleans.
So the New
It's
Orleans
easy to
Saints, who also have a lot of holes in their roster, but Steve picked first up wide receiver off the board, Laquan Treadwell from Ole
okay.
Miss. Danny, do you like that one?
I would say I think it's maybe a little bit early.
I thought so too.
They need a wide receiver though.
They've
don't
got
they?
quite a few needs, so I suppose it's a bit of a
I'm assuming he's the sort of Colston replacement.
yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I
Big
wouldn't be
and
surprised
slow.
if they did do it.
Mm.
It would give them a different type of receiver to Cooks, who is
Mhm.
I'd say their main receiver at the moment. So yeah, I could potentially see it happening. I
Very
think
good player.
they're a hard one to pick because
They
like
need
I said,
everywhere.
they've got
Yeah.
and yeah,
Defensively, they're shocking.
they could get
Yeah,
lucky
exactly.
and someone could fall to them
Really?
or not. But
I was listening to around the NFL's podcast today. It was a show from like a week ago, and they were saying that they pretty much got Breeze, and I can't remember the other player that they mentioned, but no one else. It might have been Cooks, but no one else on their team was really worth mentioning.
Willie Snead.
what about with? Oh,
what
Cameron
about-
Jordan. That was it. That was another player they mentioned. But other than that,
Will
they
they-
don't really have anyone.
Well, no. Will they go quarterback though?
What, to replace Breeze in future years?
yeah, I think
There's-
if they
there's too
do,
much
it'll be
needs.
later in the draft.
Yeah, I think
They
that's
drafted
reaching.
one last year,
project
about the
quarterback.
fifth round.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
He worked out.
Well, he's just sitting there backing
Yeah,
up.
he is.
Yeah, well,
He's learning
they're not
from
going to
the-
replace Breeze now, but
Learning
No.
from the veteran.
Well, it's the right time for it. You got to think, isn't it? Because he's not going to be around.
Get
I was
out.
to say forever. Then that makes it sound like he's going to die. He's not going to be around in the league forever. And you've got to
Right.
kind of milk him for all of it. He has been one of the best.
Well, he's
kind of
milking
steady
them
score.
at the moment.
Oh
isn't he?
God, isn't he just? Yeah, isn't he? Well, so Sean Payton with his new deal.
Yeah, that doesn't count against the salary cap. That's okay.
No, I know it doesn't, but still, what's he done for them? And yeah, he still
He did
keeps-
win a Super Bowl, the only ever Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, exactly. Not done a lot recently. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Next pick is indeed the Miami Dolphins, Danny.
Yes.
Jumping a bit ahead
So-
there. This was Dave, so we will have Gary, our Dave impressionist, doing his reasons for
Please
picking
do a Dave impression.
Darren Lee, the outside linebacker from Ohio State.
Okay.
Is
not
it
bad.
Deron?
He gives his reasoning that this pick gives the Dolphins a dynamic linebacker who can help improve their underperforming defense. Lee impressed at the combine. He got a 4.47 40-yard dash,
Yeah, he was quick.
and he was
We-
also good at rushing the
Mm.
passer and pass coverage at college. He's been compared to Ryan Shazier.
Ooh,
Didn't-
both very good players.
Dave also say dynamic linebacker about Miles Jack.
I think
there
he's-
seems
he
to
use
be a
any other
theme
description?
here.
I
terms.
think there's a copy and paste.
Yeah,
like,
there's
thing
a
going
theme
on.
here with Dave going for linebackers just because then he can say the same thing.
He's a dynamic linebacker.
We did talk a lot about Darren Lee after the combine though, as one of the players who really impressed.
Yeah, he was good.
He's a bit more of a coverage outside linebacker as opposed to a pass rushing, but he is quick as all hell.
Whale.
It's as quick as a whale.
Did I say he was whale? It meant to be as all hell, but
Yeah.
it might have gone a.
I understood you, don't you?
Yeah.
Thanks. just Danny thought as quick as a whale. Whales are technically quite quick.
I don't know. You're the vet.
I'm not a vet of whales.
Next.
I tend to deal with small land-based mammals as opposed to ones in the sea. But Matthew, like that pick, Darren Lee?
Darren Lee, yes.
Okay,
Well, you asked me.
There you go.
there you go. Solid.
He likes it.
He's our short answer man. So next one was Doug again. So Rishi Dougal again for your Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, he researched.
Who's he sending in
He
the
did
black
research.
hole?
Do you remember who he picked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to say it then, since it's your team?
Okay, I will. We're not giving Danny the opportunity.
No.
No.
Oh,
you
actually,
can
we forget.
yeah, we're too far. down the
defensive tackle, Sheldon Rankins.
Sheldon Rankins, good player,
Good pick.
good pick.
Nice.
You happy with that
Good
one?
pick. I am very happy. The one area that the Raiders D-line lacks is a...
Okay.
The one area that we've only
Well,
got, we haven't
you
got
know,
any
it's
problems.
the
It's the only
interior
issue we have.
pass rush.
One good free agency and they'll get high and mighty.
This is this is the one area we lack, interior pass rush. So he's
Mm.
basically I think a slightly smaller version of Aaron Donald is meant to
Oh,
be.
wow. That's
Oh.
not bad.
Which
That's
is
an
not bad.
appetizing
Yeah, not bad.
Anything like
Plate
him.
of
Hey, look at that.
defensive line.
Oakland Raiders. Look, who would have thought that you would be in a draft? And, oh well, we've only really got one area of weakness.
Oh no,
The
no,
rest
we've
of
we've
them-
got no. It's just the D line.
No, I know.
We have lots of areas. We don't really have many defensive backs.
No.
So
but you
there
have-
was a lot of. I think actually Mr. Dougal was torn between taking a cornerback
he
or
was.
Rankins, which they could take a corner, but I'm going to be honest and say I don't like any of the corners.
What about Eli?
Personally,
Even Eli Apple.
Eli Apple.
There is because we
great
can't.
name. I
Because
like Apple.
we kind of talked about this after the Bears pick as well, because Hargreaves wasn't available, and I think that this high up, it's a bit of a reach, a bit of a stretch for him, isn't it? Apple.
I think it is.
Yeah.
There's a
He's good, but not
few red
first
flags.
round good.
One of them is because he draws a lot of flags and gives a lot of penalties away, where he doesn't have the ability to turn around to the ball, turn his head to the
Doesn't
ball,
turn right-
which
he
is
can't
a
turn
problem
right.
for a corner because it
Like
means you're going
Zoolander.
to be all handsy and create a lot of penalties.
Nobody likes a handsy corner.
No, you don't want to be handsy.
No, you don't want to be handsy at all.
Pass interference.
So
Holding.
Sheldon Rankins is going to go and join Khalil Mack in smashing people. The
Yes.
Smithereens. And Alden Smith once he stops.
In
getting
our
it
in our
And
opinion,
Alden
anyway.
Smith.
In
and Bruce
in our
Irvin.
draft.
In the
and
snap
Mario
count.
And
Edwards.
yeah, all right, calm down.
Alright, sorry.
He does need to calm down. He's getting all very
He's getting very.
excitable. He's all
very-
like etchy on his
It hasn't
seat.
happened. This isn't real.
Yeah, it hasn't happened. This is
And we've still not won a game. Same as the Bears this season.
The Bears.
No one's played yet.
I was
I
gonna say,
was
where's that
wondering
going?
what the hell
Yeah.
were you talking about then?
Next.
Well, yeah. In that note, Gary, this was your pick for the
Oh, it was.
for the
Yes.
LA Rams. Who
Which
did you pick?
Bad for you.
It was made very tricky because of the ridiculous picks.
Because there's no
beforehand.
quarterbacks.
Because I
Uh,
thought
the
the
main wide
likelihood
receiver's
is
gone.
Paxton Lynch would be here,
Yeah.
and
And if he wasn't, then they may have gone Treadwell, I think.
yeah, exactly. So
they
the
both
two, I think I literally in my research wrote down those two people, and that was it because I thought that was definitely
Yeah,
gonna
one of
be
them.
one of those two.
One of them will
And
drop.
they both
They'll
were
be there,
drafted.
it's fine.
So I thought, realistically, I don't think they'll go for a quarterback if Paxton Lynch has gone.
Yeah, the fourth quarterback.
So the fourth quarterback, I don't think they would go with. So I think they'd stick with the receiver needs.
Mhm.
And I went with, because apparently he's on the rise a little bit, is Josh Doxson.
Josh
It was
Doxton.
between him and Corey Coleman, but there's been a little bit of
Good hands, apparently.
What, Josh?
Yeah.
There's been more positive stuff recently about Josh and Coleman's been seen to be going down on the
Yeah, he
depth
has a
chart
little bit.
little
He was a bit high. I think Treadwell's been the top one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
since
seems to have
kind of for everything.
cemented
But
that.
Josh Doxton he's doing himself a lot of good PR. Let's put it that way.
Basically, it's a QB or a wide receiver, whoever.
So he can go and
That's what
join the
they'll do.
7 and 9 LA Rams.
Yeah.
Good job. Well done. Next pick was me for Detroit.
For, mate.
Detroit. Detroit. What? And I picked.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Making
Is that
noise.
from something? That's from something, isn't it? Detroit,
don't know.
what? I don't know.
I didn't
Is it
recognise
like
the
8 Mile or something?
Who did
8
you
Mile's
pick?
Detroit.
It's been a very long time since I've seen that.
Oh, 8 Mile's a great film. What? Ashawn Robinson. I was thinking about 8 Mile.
Sean.
Ashawn Robinson, the defensive tackle for Alabama. Bit of a need, I think, for Detroit. They've got Haloti Ngata, who's not bad, but they obviously let Sue. Well, they didn't let Sue go. He went to the Dolphins. So they have Detroit have quite a lot of holes, kind of all over the place in their team. I thought Ashawn Robinson, he was just one of the higher ranked defensive tackles. There is a player that I was tempted with, which actually was picked a little bit later in the draft, but he has some personal issues. Let's put it that way. So I went for Ashawn Robinson
to the NFL.
instead there from Alabama. Good player, big lad, and I think he could fit quite well in that Detroit defensive line.
Makes sense to take a D line around this pick.
It
'cause
does.
Yeah.
They may not be there next time they pick at the same
No, there's going to be a lot of D lines, particularly your inside D line, your defensive tackles. This in the first round.
I think they're just going to go with one of the lines, whether it's D line, O line.
Yeah, they will because they need
Keep it
improvement
simple.
on both sides.
So that probably means they're going to draft a kicker.
Probably. Well, I think Ashawn could do well, just not that well. Hopefully not that well, because they're obviously in the in the same division.
The
as us.
division, yeah.
So I don't want them to do too well. Right. Next one is Atlanta Falcons, and that was Matt O'Neill, and he picked Leonard Floyd, another outside linebacker from Georgia. Nice little player, Gary. Do you like that one?
Yeah, I think if we said about Darren Lee,
Mm-hmm.
if he's there, I think they'll go
take him.
for him.
Yeah.
He's
He's dropped down a little bit in some people's rankings,
Yeah.
though, Darren Lee.
but
Yeah, I think people are a little bit wary. Maybe he's just like sort of a workout warrior. That's the term that they use.
Is that a bad thing?
Well, it
I
it
like
means
that
that
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good term.
obviously he's been training a lot just for the combine, so does well in his workouts. But actually, looking at his tape, is he that good when it comes to game time?
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But
And that's sort of
And
like
let-
the flip side could be said about Leonard Floyd.
You need a flip
Doesn't
side.
work
Yeah,
out.
I nearly,
Need a flip side of your laptop there.
doesn't work out, but good on the
well,
field.
actually, he did work out fairly well.
Slightly different outside linebackers as well. Floyd's a bit more of a pass rusher, and yeah, as we said before, Darren Lee's
I
coverage.
think that it would be that or an end that they'll
Yeah.
go for.
Yeah, they've got a few needs that they need to fill, but particularly on the
They got Vic
defensive
Beasley
side.
last year, but they're
They
still
did.
after pass rush.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. Beasley's good, and he didn't have a bad rookie season. It wasn't great, but he's plays on the Falcons defense, so it's never going to be amazing, is it? So somebody to play with him wouldn't be a bad choice. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have the Colts,
Oh,
so
you
I
would
couldn't
have had
screw over
You
Nick.
would have had fun. You would have
Like,
picked kicker.
yeah, I would have picked an awful player there. But it was you, Matthew.
Yeah, I had the Colts.
Who
I,
did you pick?
I
You went
decided
O-line,
to go
surely.
sensible. Do you think I went O-line?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think I went for? That?
I'm struggling to see my notes because it's dark in here. But Taylor Decker.
No.
Oh.
I went Jack Conklin.
Oh yeah, I forgot he
Yes.
was still there.
Yeah, he was available.
Sorry.
He could be a guard or a tackle. They'll take either.
Or
Just need
anything.
better O-line.
Yeah.
Anything for the line.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
but-
protection generally.
but
It seems a boring, sensible pick, which I don't know the Colts are used to doing.
they won't do
No,
it.
they don't, do they?
They're going to go mental, and they'll pick a quarterback. They'll pick Paxton Lynch if he's there. They'll just go a player that
Replacement for
yeah,
Hasselbeck.
they don't need. They'll pick somebody they don't need, like they did last year. when they picked a wide receiver and they didn't need him and they barely used him.
Yeah.
Pointless.
They need
Absolutely
to start
pointless.
being sensible.
Nah, they won't. They haven't changed their management, so Christ, they're not going
For
to be
some reason,
sensible.
after
yeah,
a
for some
dreadful
reason,
year.
after a dreadful year, when everybody else in the entire world was thinking, change
He's
management.
getting sacked.
He's getting sacked,
And
and
he
he didn't. But I can't see them doing that.
Hopefully, they'll listen to the podcast and they'll take our
Hopefully,
advice.
I mean, if they are
Go with the
listening
sensible option.
and they don't go sensible, then they could just employ me. It's okay.
Okay.
I
There you
will
go.
take the job.
There's an
I'll
offer.
take it as on a cheap deal as well.
Draw up your CV. We'll
I
send
don't
it
need
to,
a CV. I'm just telling them I'm here.
You're just telling them, okay, if
Well,
if the Indianapolis
That's really sold it.
management is
Send them
listening,
your Madden
Matthew Field.
game record and
He
this podcast.
He's here.
lives in England, which is a bit of a
It's okay.
you'll have to
Someone
relocate
has to
him.
be the first.
bit of a commute.
Someone has to be the first.
Yeah, it's a bit of a commute for him,
First
but
British
I'm
head
sure it'll be
coach.
fine.
I don't need to meet with anyone. They could just fly them over to see me.
Yeah.
That's what Skype's for.
Yeah.
You'll fly in for the draft, pick Jack Conklin, and then go, I quit, fly home. I'm going back to see my wife.
Somewhere,
thanks.
some Colts fans will be thankful.
Well, yes, they will be. They will be. We're running a little bit out of time, so I think we've got time for another couple of picks, and then we'll postpone and we'll finish next week. So next one is our good friend Nick, good old Nim.
I'm not even going to try and
Who-
predict what he's gone
yeah.
for.
So for the Buffalo Bills, this one's actually not too bad.
Yeah,
this one's
is a
quite
bit more
sensible.
sensible.
It's Robert Kemdici from
Oh, okay.
Ole Miss, the defensive
That is quite
tackle.
So who was it again?
Robert Kemdici. Kemdici?
I think he's nailed it.
Ditchy.
I think I nailed
No
it. Yeah, I think I
idea.
nailed it. Come on,
Pronunciation of surnames has never been our strong point.
No, it
on this
hasn't. No.
podcast,
I like
but think you've
I
done
like
well
Ole Miss though, so I have been reading a lot about him.
Robert.
Great
Just
player.
call him Dici.
Yeah, he's called him Dici, or Enchem.
Sounds like drugs.
Yeah, doesn't it? Very good player, but he's actually the player that I was talking about when I was talking about Ashawn Robinson. I might have gone Kemdici. But he has made a couple of mistakes
Oh, God. Here we go
outside.
again.
Well, no, his was
Another one.
I think his was something to do with a balcony or something like that. I can't really
Fell off
remember.
a balcony.
Oh, he fell off a balcony.
Is he the one that
'cause-
was planking or something?
yeah. He was basically his wasn't like anything awful, but he was just a bit of an idiot. And then I think in his interviews and stuff, he just seemed like a bit of an
He said
idiot.
he was covering for his teammates and stuff as well.
Yeah. So there are question marks about him as
He has
a
talent.
as a person. He does have a lot.
Everyone
of
says he has
Not
talent.
intelligence.
I'm not sure if he does.
There we go.
Well,
You've heard it here first.
I
from,
think
from
he's,
the scout.
the new Colts.
Personally, I
Head
think
coach.
he's a bit overrated. We'll see. Only time
Well,
will tell.
We'll
I've
see
seen
if
a
he
bit-
gets drafted
yeah,
first. And
I've
then
seen a bit of his
if
tape.
he's
He
overrated.
does
Come on,
seem
Robert.
does seem to be
Prove
quite
him
good,
wrong.
but- Well, yeah, come on, Robert. Yeah, prove him wrong. Do it for Robert's.
Prove me
everyone.
wrong, Robert.
Come on, Robert. Prove him wrong. Okay, brilliant. So we'll make this pick our last one of the day. Oh,
Ooh.
that's sad. And yeah, as I say, we'll mop it up next week. But this one was done by Steve,
Oh.
and this was.
But there was a stipulation in this.
There was a stipulation, which is
Oh.
why I wanted to finish with this one.
Good one.
So
Curveball.
Steve, he's picking for the New York Giants. Sorry, Jets. The Jets.
We're not that good.
Good
We're not that low.
Not
down.
that good. So there was a preface to this, which was Mo Wilkerson going.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is actually quite likely to happen. I think that the Jets seem like not that they want rid of him necessarily, but they have a lot of weapons on their defensive line. That being said, Steve, with Mo Wilkerson gone, he has gone for Vernon Butler, who is a defensive tackle from Louisiana Tech.
Big boy Butler.
Now, if I remember rightly, his reasoning for this was quite simple.
Not sure what Danny feels.
It
about
was he liked to go a little bit left field to Steve with his picks, and he had that morning. Bearing in mind we did the draft at 11, so he'd read this before when he got up and I don't know, was on the toilet.
Steve's
or
not
something.
actually used to getting up.
No, Steve's not
before
used to
11.
getting up. He read one
Some
scout
guy
said
on
that
Twitter.
Vernon Butler was quite like Mo Wilkinson.
Was it
Wilkerson. And it might have been Dave, and that was it.
If it wasn't, it was probably retweeted by Dave.
So it's not a bad pick, Gary.
Yeah, no, I mean, if that happens, the Wilkinson, which I think is a pretty good chance that Wilkinson may maybe traded away or
I
something along those
think
lines, then
following the sort of retirement. Actually, we didn't mention it earlier, but the retirement.
Oh no.
Oh,
we
yes.
didn't. Yeah.
Who retired? What did I miss?
Go on.
I've forgotten his name.
The Jets guy.
Yeah, the Jets guy.
Oh, the guy I remember you said actually, and he'd only missed like one snap in his.
Oh, the
10-year
brick.
career.
Sorry, the brick.
Brick.
Shaw Ferguson.
Oh yeah, that was
yeah.
it, the brick
Yeah.
shot.
Retired or forced to retire by the Jets. I don't know. Conspiracy.
Oh.
Who knows?
So this could be a
I
bit
think
of a vision
O-line
from the
comes
future.
into the
It does.
equation.
When he picked Vernon Butler, I would have thought that even with Mo Wilkerson going, they've still got a really good D line. So I would have thought they would try and pick somebody for elsewhere in the
Have
team.
they replaced Harrison?
That's true. No, not as far as I know.
This would be the Harrison.
Yeah, so this would be the Harrison replacement. So yeah, not an awful pick. Great player, Vernon Butler. So not a bad pick. So we're going to put, as I say, we're going to put a
pin in that.
Huh?
Put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that. Yeah, we're going to put a pin in that one. Put
Oh.
a pin in that one, and then we will start again next
And
week.
then
Probably with another
different people. We'll talk about
different
it.
people. So we've got
remember from here.
about 11 more picks. We did actually. We should say we did make an extra pick for the Browns because we felt sorry for them, and this is all
I thought I
because.
felt sorry for you because
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah,
you
and
only
me.
had-
Yeah, felt
yeah.
sorry for me because I would have only had
we
3
said
picks.
we were all about truth and honesty.
And it was
let's not
also
fake any
that we
sympathy for the
thought we
Browns.
would pick another one for the Browns, but that is all because of the Deflategate,
Boo.
the taking away of the
Patriots
Patriots
ain't got nothing.
first round pick because they've got nothing.
Cheap.
Which there are sort of rumours that they might be trying to accrue picks elsewhere and trying to trade and things
Why?
like that.
They
But
don't need
I don't know
anything.
why they don't need anybody. They're perfect as they are.
they're perfect.
Oh, that's
They're
sweet.
They're perfect until
As
they
they
cheat.
are.
What a
Yeah,
compliment.
that was very sweet. So yeah, we're going to end it there. It's been nice. Danny, how have you felt about the picks so far?
It's been a mixed bag.
Mixed bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets a little bit more random.
I'd imagine
as
it
we
would.
go
Yeah, it's
along.
harder to predict as you get a bit later.
There's a couple of picks that are a little bit left field. None as so much as Paxton Lynch. Which is
that
gonna-
doesn't get
Definitely.
If that happens in the
Out of nowhere.
draft, I will.
You'll
I don't
go
know.
Red
I'll
Bob
do
again.
something. I'll think about it.
Smash
You
for
just
the
won't
week.
be a Bears fan anymore.
I'll think about it for the week. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll think about it for the week, and then I will say what I will do if they pick Paxton Lynch. Not if they pick a quarterback.
If
they
could
pick
this be
Paxton
some
Lynch.
sort of dare? Or
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not really there.
Just run around naked
I'll just run
down
around
the
naked.
street.
I'll just run around naked. All right. No, I'm not going to do that.
No,
I'm
Please
not
don't.
going to get my delicates out. Not for anyone.
Run around naked.
No,
Good.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it from us for this week. So thank you very much for listening. As always, you can contact us on Twitter at SnapCountPod. You can contact us on Facebook as well. Just search for the Snap Count and you'll find us. We do also have an email which is info@thesnapcount.co.uk. We do. Well, we've all got our own individual emails. So
Yeah,
you can
email
work
me,
out.
Colts.
Yeah, you can
Come at me, bro.
email Colts Boss at SnapCount. But yeah, by all means, have a look. Send us any questions that you've got. Send us any of the hashtags. So Grind Gary. I hate saying that every week.
Not as much as you hate doing it.
I know.
You're
Grind
welcome.
Gary. Would you rather? And our new game of Play Your Stats Right, which we introduced last week. So send us any of those. We did actually get a Would You Rather, but we'll save that for another show. That was from my cousin, so we'll save that for another
Ooh.
show.
Hey.
Look
forward to
and
that.
yeah, so that's a thank you from me. I'm Bob Smith. A thank you from the boys around the table. So that
Thank
was Matthew
you.
Field,
Thank you.
Danny
I'm Danny.
Jerem, and Gary Jerem as well. And
Thank
we will
you.
see you all soon.
Bye.